of this particular webinar. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, moving forward. Now, I have a very, very quick question for every single one of you here. And this is probably going to resonate with a lot of you people. How many of you here feel that a lot of times business is running you instead of the other way around? That means you are working way more harder and not seeing the growth that you expect in your business. How many of you here feel that? Please type me in the chat box quickly. Okay. Guys, I want everybody to answer, and please do not comment unnecessarily. If I have not asked you any particular question, please don't do that. Guys, be civil, be patient. This is not a 2-minute Maggie noodle. In case if you're like, you know what, Arey sir, you should start early. This is one type, on the tool. Quickly tell us this how to apply. Bro, please leave, man. Seriously, I'm here to basically apply AI in business and not just make 2-minute quick things, right? Get rich quick scheme nahi hai. This is not a network marketing concepts, right? So please don't be impatient and disturb the entire problem. If you're wanting something that this is not for you, but if you're genuinely wanting to transform a business and literally run the business that's not dependent on you, it can run without you, using automation, using AI, this is the right place, I promise you, right? So make sure. Okay. Now, I also want to ask you a question here. How many of you here also feel like, where you're involved in a lot many functions of your business? That means you're juggling too many hats, and there's not, like, when it comes to growth of the business, you're not basically able to focus on this. So you're put in every direction. Any emergency comes, you're basically put in every direction. So how many of you feel that this is you? Please type me in the chat box very, very quickly again. Okay. Okay. One man army at times, me. Okay, perfect. A lot of you people feel that. Also, how many of you here have applied AI before in your business and not been successful? That means you got the knowledge, but there are no results or outcome that is achieved by applying AI. How many of you have gone through that process? Please type in the chat box, please. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Most of you have not really applied AI, and some of you have applied AI, have not got the results. Okay, cool. Now, guys, my focus, please listen to me, guys. My focus is very simple here. My focus over the next 2 days is going to be how can you learn to build a business that runs without you with strategic implementation of AI, right? Not just random implementation, strategic implementation and integration of artificial intelligence. So you will discover the core parts of your business. You will get some reality checks of your existing business, which are responsible for its success and failure, and how AI can actually be deployed to amplify this, right? So in case if you basically discover a success, you can apply AI and amplify, and in case if you discover failure, you can fix that and then apply AI onto it, right? Understood, everybody? Cool. So let's begin with the idea that AI will not alone grow your business, right? Most business owners generally think that what AI is this magical thing that chutki baja ke I'll just basically just apply a couple of things in AI and then magically I'll start seeing more results and more speed. It's an assumption. It's an absolutely uneducated assumption that more speed equals to more results. In fact, the reality is, and trust me when I tell you this, that AI amplifies what exists. So if you have a weak foundation, AI is going to amplify chaos. If your foundation is weak, if your foundation is not rock solid, if your foundation does not consist of proper systems, AI is going to amplify chaos. As simple as that, right? So before you implement AI into your business and start depending on its random magic, your business must be what? AI ready. Your business must be what? AI ready. Right? Now, why am I discussing about business being AI ready? Why? See, guys, because I have actually worked across multiple businesses. So let me just give a very, very quick introduction about myself. Can I basically give you a very, very quick intro about myself? Who I am and why am I here? Yes. Can I get a quick permission to discuss that? Perfect. Thank you so much. Can I get a quick permission? If yes, can you please type P for permission in the chat box quickly? Everyone? Thank you. So, as you already know, my name is Chirag Jumkhawala. I've been working in the field of AI, I think, for more than a decade. Over this decade, I've managed to create two organizations in the field of artificial intelligence by the name of Black Elephant and Giant Analytics Private Limited. Black Elephant is basically the result of which you guys are here. It's basically coming from an educational technology where we actually help businesses leverage artificial intelligence. We teach them the core functions of the business where AI can be applied, right? And over these many years, to be very honest, the number of years is not a very novelty, but I think what is very significant is the amount of industries that I've managed to work with and applied AI into, whether it's agriculture, aerospace, finance, banking, insurance, fisheries, logistics, supply chain, you name it, right? I've worked across all of these sectors, and I've worked with some of the companies like HDFC, Paytm, Viacom 18, Deloitte, to name a few. So I've worked with these Fortune 500 companies. I've worked with SMEs as well. I've worked with large corporates. I've worked with enterprise level structures to help them literally apply artificial intelligence. Now, while I was working with them, I also understood that how are they so ready with AI? See, guys, it's not important that okay, they're a large, massive corporate structure and you are a small business. But there is one thing which I understood, that there are certain steps, there are certain fundamentals that those businesses followed. There are certain list of fundamentals that those businesses followed, which basically made them absolutely AI ready. Now, alongside being AI ready, these organizations had massive tech budgets, right? So applying AI at that point of time to them was absolutely simple because they had budgets and they had absolutely systems in place. So all we had to do was just start applying AI and just amplify it, right? However, at this point of time, there are two things. You'll be like, but Chirag, we may have the system, but do we have the budget? And that's why I'm here. What I'm here to discuss with you guys is basically use this exact same experience of mine to tell you that how can your business be AI ready, and at the same time, how can you apply these AI tools, strategies, processes without even spending that kind of money at all. In fact, most of the things that I'll be discussing with you is how can you apply AI at absolutely free of cost. Because I don't believe that you need to basically spend that kind of money. Those have massive budgets like them to literally start applying artificial intelligence in your system, in your business. In fact, you can use those same techniques, exactly the same techniques, apply in your business at absolutely probably negligible or absolutely no cost at all. For how many of you this sounds very, very interesting? Can you please type I for interesting in the chat box very, very quickly? Does it sound interesting that you can apply something which, let's say, an organization like Deloitte used to apply to your business without almost any cost or a negligible cost? Interesting enough? Okay. So exactly. So it did find a lot of interest to people like our family as well, which we built over as a community over the last 5-6 odd years. Now these people are basically coming from the same background as you guys are, a small or medium enterprise or a micro entrepreneur, or some of them were actually literally solo entrepreneurs, not anymore, who literally took our understanding, took our help, took our suggestions, took our service to start leveraging AI into their business, and they've become basically a brilliant community of ours where they've basically clocked like at least 2x to 3x more than their annual revenue before joining us, and they've now literally started automating, and they basically have most of their business systems and functions on an autopilot mode, right? Now that's exactly why I'm here, and this is one of the major reasons of why you should listen to me for these 2 days. See guys, I'm not here to teach you your business. To be very honest, you know your business more than me for sure. You've been doing this for at least some point of time, right? So I'm not here to teach business. What I'm here for is to basically help you how, in the most efficient manner, you can apply artificial intelligence in your business. And I believe very, very strongly, I think I can do that more than anybody else in this particular country. So I would like here to be slightly more patient and listen to me for these 2 days, because there is absolute worth and value for you and your business in these 2 days, right? Can I get a quick commitment for that? If yes, can you please type C for commitment in the chat box very, very quickly? Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Now guys, before we move on, also there are certain ground rules that I would like you to be absolutely pay attention to. So please pay very close attention. I request everybody to please log in from a laptop or a desktop. Please make notes. Stay extremely active in the chat box because that's the only way that I can see you. I'm not going to share this PPT, so making notes is your only option here. Finish what you have started. Highly recommend. See, there are certain things that I'm going to discuss probably an hour later. There are certain things that I'm going to discuss in the next 5 minutes. You cannot say no. What no. If the next 5 minutes are not really interesting, the next hour is also not going to be interesting. Please don't make a mistake about that. Right? Many people have made a mistake on that, so don't do that. No recordings unless and until you've paid for it. So if you have paid for it, yes, you will get the recordings 72 hours after the session tomorrow is ended. Okay. So again, question and answer at the end of day 2. That is after the end of tomorrow's session, we'll have a Q&A session. So you can ask me any questions that you have regarding this. If you follow all of these instructions, if yes, can you please type YES in the chat box now quickly. Perfect. Now guys, see, I've worked with many businesses. I've worked with organizations, so I can basically do a very basic assessment and I can understand that whether a company is absolutely AI ready, a company is ready to invest in AI, a company is ready where I can come in and I can start helping them leveraging artificial intelligence or not. So I used to do this assessment across different functions of Deloitte. I used to do this assessment. I've done this assessment with certain wings of HDFC Ergo as well, HDFC Bank as well. I've done this particular assessment with Paytm. I've done this assessment with Viacom 18 and many other organizations that I've worked with across. In fact, every business that I've worked with, we've done this particular assessment. Now I'm about to do that exact same assessment with you. So I'm going to basically treat your business as a corporate itself. Are you ready? If yes, can you please type R for ready in the chat box now very quickly. Right? I'm going to give you an assessment here. So we will come to know in the next 20 odd minutes that whether your business is AI ready or not. Right? And you will, rather than me, you will come to know whether your business is AI ready or not. Okay? Perfect. Let's do a very quick assessment here. Chalo, let's get started. Right? So it's a very simple business strength assessment. This will basically help you identify exactly where your business stands at this point of time and is it ready for AI or not, right? So see, the idea is to apply AI the right way, right? It's not about that, oh, if your business is not ready, then I'll ask you to leave. It's not like that. The idea is that if your business is not ready, which I think most of you will have that particular issue. I'm not jumping the gun here, but that's essentially what our statistics says. Then we will basically first help you to understand those areas and fix that, and then we can start thinking about applying AI into it, right? Okay. My first question to every single one of you here is on your screen. Please focus. If today I send 10,000 of your absolute ideal customers. Absolute ideal customers means absolutely ideal customers, like the ones who would genuinely you would like to, would just buy without even thinking much. If I send 10,000 of your ideal customers your way right now, how many of you here would have the systems in place to cater all of them successfully? If no, type no in the chat box quickly. If no, type no in the chat box quickly. Okay. A lot of no's here, to be very honest. Very, many no's. So I appreciate the honesty for sure, right? Please, there's no point of lying, right? I don't know you, neither I know your business, so you'll be lying to yourself only. So don't do that. Now, how many of you here have absolutely raving fans instead of just customers who would be excited to buy whatever you launch just because they are your fans? Like absolutely raving fans. I'll give an example of that. iPhone 17 Pro Max. Right? Absolutely pathetic iteration of iPhone, yet people are buying it. I bought it. Right? Although my reason was different slightly, but still I bought it. Right? So just think about it. How many of you have those raving fans? If you don't have those raving fans, please type no in the chat box quickly, guys. Come on quickly. Fast.
But even light fades when the night's begun. She left a scar where his love was me. Now he talks to the moon from an empty seat.
Consistently without chasing after them each single time. That means you have a clear process in place that can convert leads into paying customers. If you do not have this particular system in place, please type NO in the chat box now, quickly. Everybody, come on guys, quickly, fast. Perfect, thank you so much. Question number 4. How many of you can confidently say that your business could still run smoothly if you were to step away for 30 days? Let's say if you were to step away for 30 days, how many of you think your business would run smoothly? If no, type no in the chat box quickly. What would happen to your business? No way, right? I'm getting an absolutely emphatic no's here. Not even a single yes. Okay. Now, how many of you have predictable and scalable marketing that attracts the right leads consistently without relying on constant new strategies? So you have a marketing system in place that attracts the correct lead consistently, rather than every month or every 2 months you have to reinvent the wheel and sort of rethink on strategies as to how to apply better ideas at marketing so that you can get more leads, right? So you don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. How many of you here have that? If no, type no in the chat box quickly again. Okay, and the final question here, how many of you are absolutely easily able to track the ROI of your efforts across marketing, sales and operations so you can confidently scale them? Do you know your numbers on your fingertips as to how much is your return on investment with respect to marketing, sales and operations? Do you know? If you do not know at your fingertips, type no in the chat box quickly, which you should ideally. Hardly a couple of yeses, almost all of them no. Interesting. No. All of them no. Okay. Now, let's look at your answers here, right? So I basically, so what I saw from your answers, tell me if any of your answers reveal any of the following business traits. Guys, tell me if any of your answers reveal any of the following business traits. Trait number 1, your business is reactive rather than proactive. That means you're constantly putting out fires instead of having systems to handle tasks and challenges. You are extremely reactive in your business rather than being proactive. You don't preempt things. Point number 1. Point number 2, your marketing efforts are inconsistent and unstrategic. That means you lack a clear marketing system and your customer acquisition process is scattered. It's dependent on referrals, open play strategies, etc. Probably even affiliates, but it is absolutely scattered. So it's extremely dependent marketing efforts that you have. And you might scale marketing when probably there is a hit in the cash flow or something like that, right? So, or probably the trait number 3, where you're stuck in daily operations and unable to focus on actual literal growth. That means you're spending too much time on low value tasks rather than scaling or improving strategic areas. Right? Low value tasks such as firefighting, right? You're basically solving certain problems which should be solved either through a system or a human that is dependent on a particular system. That's it. Rather than scaling, you're basically trying to solve those mundane issues, right? Point number or a trait number 3 or 4, your business lacks scalability and systems for growth. You don't have systems to handle growth or a plan for increasing capacity. That means there are no systems in place. You don't have a loyal customer base that eagerly supports your brand. Oh, that's bad. Your customers aren't raving fans who are eager to buy. So what happens is you don't have repeated buyers. So what happens is you have to basically reinvent the entire wheel of marketing your product again to new customers. See, it's not bad of having new customers, but let's say if the number of buyers from you are repeated customers. So for example, Apple, up until I think 16, which they had like a very beautiful run going where they have integrated so many things in their ecosystem. If you have been using Apple for a very, very long time, chances of you upgrading back to Apple is very high. So Apple is not across their 100% of the sales. Their new customers would be approximately 10 to 20%, but probably their majority of the customers, I'm not sure with respect to the percentage, but I so believe that the majority of the customers will be loyal Apple fanboys who buy that entire product again. So that is basically a loyal customer base. So if you maintain loyal customer base, your marketing cost becomes absolutely zero. You don't have to just have to launch the product. That's it. Right? And ultimately, this is the last trait. Your business is extremely and overly dependent on your personal involvement. So that means it's people dependent. See, I mean, you can tell me that Chirag, no, it's not people dependent. It's dependent on it's not human dependent. It's not owner dependent. It's dependent on certain people. Right? And I have a couple of guys who are like absolutely good. I have a guy called Sujit in my office. Yeah, he's a billionaire. He handles stuff. Like I don't have to be there. Like he can just handle everything on my behalf. What if something happens? Just simply he's not there. See, guys, humans and being very respectful and again being polite to everybody here. Humans have an expiry date. Systems and machines don't. Think about it. Right, so you cannot let your business depend. And now that you have an opportunity, you can't have your business dependent on a human. Yes, there is important for a human to be in the loop, but it is important the business to be dependent on a system, and a human overlooks and makes sure that things are in place. So these are the traits that you have. So how many of you here? Okay, genuinely asking this question to you here, right? How many of you here have any of these traits that can be associated with your existing situation in your business? Any of the one traits, even if one. Type M in chat. If you can type, in case if just one type me in the chat box, please. Me, all, me, all, me, all, me, all, me, all, me, all. Thank you so much for being honest. Right? Perfect. So guys, we basically understood what traits your business has. We've understood what traits your business has. Almost everybody here aligns to the idea that they at least have one of these traits, if not more. And most of you here people have almost all of these traits, right? Majority of the businesses. You know what is a business called? What is a business called? This category of business is basically called as an AI blocked business. What is it called? AI blocked business. This simply means that no amount of AI that I apply onto your systems will strategically help you or help you grow to a certain extent. Absolutely not. In fact, ये उल्टा हो सकता है. It can actually be a cost to you, and it can literally spoil a few things. So, and it's basically the concept is very weird here. That you will be like, what? No, I want to apply AI. First, then I will realize, or then I will fix the system, or you will basically fix the system, then you will apply. So it's essentially more of a vicious loop. Now, a vicious loop will ultimately help you get stuck in this particular cycle, which will be so difficult for you to get out that most business owners will not even realize that they're actually stuck in this particular loop. And years will pass by without even meaningful growth. Right? So this is basically what we call as an AI block business. Now, after looking at all of these things, how many of you here feel that somewhere
even you are trapped or about trapped? Genuinely, please type
genuinely I in the chat box quickly, if you believe so. Come on quickly. If you feel that even you are about to get trapped, or you're already trapped, type I in the chat box quickly. Come on guys, everyone. Perfect. Thank you so much. Now see guys, there is a second category of business here. There is, in fact. The ones that actually I have worked with over the last 1 decade. Right? I've observed them, I've lived with them, I've managed to apply AI with them, I've helped them leverage data, I've helped them source data. And I've been able to do this almost seamlessly because they had certain traits. And these are the businesses that literally adopted AI and automation meaningfully. Right? But they only did this after establishing clarity, structure, and systems at the very core of their business. So whether it was a Deloitte or whether it was a simple, small, an 8 people member, 8 people working financial institute in somewhere in Mumbai, South Mumbai, right? Businesses, and these businesses did not rely on AI as a shortcut. Right? They was like, no, let's do a shortcut, let's cut time using AI. That's not their only game plan. In fact, what they did was they used to accelerate what was already strong. They in fact thought of applying AI at the strongest source because that was so meticulously made and so easy that AI could just be applied and they could scale it because they knew that the outcome was interesting, right? And guys, you know what? These are called AI ready businesses. Right? Now I'm going to basically share 4 traits in front of you of an AI ready business here. What I would like you to do here is be very, very attentive. Be very attentive, because over these 2 days my focus is to basically tell you how can your business can be moved from an AI blog business to these 4 traits of AI ready business. Are you guys ready? Absolutely ready. At the count of 3, if you're ready, can you please type R for ready in the chat box at the count of 3, not now. 1, 2, 3, go ahead. I want everybody to reply. If you're not replying, that means you're not keen, you're not interested. I would politely ask you to move out. Right? If you're there, I would like you to please participate and reply. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Perfect. So let's look at what does an AI ready business look like. So these businesses are built for scalable growth and long-term success, right from the basics. They do not wait, let me first earn some money and then I will build my business for growth and scale. No. Because they know that it's not going to cost them to make anything, scalable and for long-term success. They know that a business should be structured for predictable growth. So AI helps in optimizing growth strategies by automating process and forecasting market trends. Point number 2, they have an extremely strong core product or service, but more than that, they have insane amount of income generating systems in place. That is marketing and sales. And you know what? Let me tell you one interesting thing. Even if you have an average product, forget about a strong core product. Even if an average product, but you have an absolutely interesting marketing system in place or an income generating skills in place, you're good to go. Point number 3, which is my favorite point. Marketing is value creation, and it's not pushy, like it's not salesy. What do I mean by that? So here, their focus is not on 40% marketing, 60% sales, that they are very good sellers. Once the person is inquired about it, then they'll basically somehow sell it. No, it's not like that. In fact, here the marketing is absolutely directly going to the target customer, directly to the target market itself. Very, very fine-tuned and very narrowed to that particular person. At the same time, this is more value-created marketing. That means they first create value in front of you, then they sell you those things. So you already have the proof of the pudding, so why not? Now, finally, the 4th one is that they are function-driven business model. That means they have, instead of the department of a particular organization being led by a human, led by a man or a woman, or a famous man or a woman who have been working for that particular institute for the past 30-35 years, they have function-driven business model. That means, yes, they hire people, they employ people, probably sometimes even more than non-function-driven business model or businesses. They employ people, hire people, but it is the system is driven by function and not that human. So human is there to examine. Human is there to be a watchful person there, but nothing beyond that. Right? In case if there's anything wrong, then they can jump in. But 99% of the times, the entire business is driven by functions and systems and proper structured delegation. So this business is already driven by systems. So if I have to open 15 different outlets of that particular business or particular company, I just have to replicate it. It's very, very simple, right? Cool. Now, being an AI-ready business, guys, it's the fastest way to break the vicious loop of you being stuck in an AI block business, right? Now, before we move ahead, can you please quickly tell me which industries and what businesses do you have? Some of you are from EdTech. So in just one line, tell me what business do you belong to quickly in the chat box. Let's go ahead. have somebody from publishing, solar EPC, chartered accountancy, B2B distribution, jewelry, accounting, consulting, manufacturing machines, education, furniture manufacturer, travel agency, post-production, restaurant, manufacturing, skincare, electrical retail, agri, plastic, exports, coaching, furniture production, building material, export sales, construction, jewelry, dermatology, industrial, bakery, clinic, manufacturing, supply chain, digital marketing, healthcare, trading, B2B. Wow, interesting. EPC, EV scooters manufacturing, that's so nice. Timber packaging, end-to-end service, plastic manufacturing, pet food, EdTech, startup in carbonated beverage, education, IT service, EdTech, auto dealership, transformers and panel manufacturing, hospitality. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I would like everybody to please please give your cloud kitchen, Rajesh. That's very nice. Understood. Thank you so much for your quick insights on that. Now guys, my focus here will be that I will be discussing a lot of examples, a lot of tools with respect to AI. Yes, there's going to be example and AI tools and stuff like that. My focus will be to use your businesses as an example so that you can get some insights here. Okay, so in case if I forget, just please remind me on that. Okay, now see, now that I've understood on where exactly your business stands, and let's dive deeper into this, right? Does everybody here understood on where exactly your business stands? If yes, can you please type yes in the chat box very quickly? Perfect. So see, this is what I'm going to do today, right? We've done analyzing your business. This is a structure for day one, right? Then we will do structures, operations, and mindset part, where we will see on how exactly these AI tools can be applied at the very core of a business. Then I'll expose you to some AI tools, and then we'll understand that why businesses isn't scaling where AI belongs at the foundational level, right? Now, day 2, that is tomorrow, I'm going to discuss about business model. That's what should be a business model, offer, messaging part. How should you understand the visibility of your business? Again, work on scaling mindset. Tomorrow we are going to touch base on marketing and sales. So I'm going to discuss about certain AI tools in marketing and sales. I'll discuss on owner dependency, and ultimately I'm going to basically tell you on how can you have an opportunity of having a blueprint for your business. Create a blueprint with me for your business where AI can be seamlessly applied onto that business, right? So I'm going to give an opportunity to work with me into a 4-3-2-1 program, right? Now, first of all, now again, this is absolutely not at all for you in case if you're not a business, right? I'm assuming you're a business. If you're not a business, this is not for you. If you're a student, you're a homemaker or in a job or do not have an existing business, this is not for you. But in case if you belong to any of these businesses which you do, coach, consultant, trainer, professional, creative, professional services, e-commerce, creative business, agencies, brick and mortar, startup founder, SME, local business, you're in for a treat, right? Cool. Now, my quick question to you here is, why do most businesses get stuck? There are 3 major issues of most businesses getting stuck. See, owner bottleneck, weak systems, and random executions, right? I'll give you a very simple answer here, right? Can I give you one interesting anecdote? One very interesting anecdote, right? And then we can get started, right? How many of you here know what Tata Motors is? What is Tata Motors? You know Tata Motors? I'll give a very brief example of a reality that happened in Tata Motors. This is back in 2022 or 23. At this point of time, Tata was producing almost 10 to 12,000 Nexons in 1 month. Right? So Tata Nexon produced almost around 10 to 12,000 Nexons in 1 month, right? Now it started competing with the Korean giants Hyundai and Kia. Now, what Tata used to do was it used to have these mega factories which had massive assembly lines, right? Now, everybody here would have thought or would have at least invested in Tata Motors at that point of time because the stock was just like growing without even looking at back. Like it started giving finally some lucrative returns to people who had invested in 2020 and 2019. So Tata Motors was doing brilliantly well. Suddenly, in one of their major factories in Chennai, there is a bottleneck. What is the bottleneck? Suddenly, their entire conveyor belt stops for some reason. Now, just imagine if a factory which is basically, literally a bread and butter to an organization like Tata Motors, right, which is one of the prime factories, suddenly one of their major assembly lines is basically getting disrupted and stopped. What happens? There's a chaos across the factory. The manager is getting panicked, reaching out to all the teams, whether it's an IT team, whether it's an engineering team, whether it's an electrical team, whether it's a mechanical team. Everybody's gathered, and everybody's in this entire addressing room where everybody's here, all the workers, because the factory is stopped, the assembly line is stopped, there's nothing to do, what to do. Everybody tries their own hand, everybody tries their own. It's been 2 to 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Now suddenly there is an opportunity to leak this news to the market. Imagine if this news is leaked to the market. What will happen to Tata Motors? The stock prices will be get affected, obviously, because delay in vehicles means buyers trying to go to different brands, not going to waiting time exceeded. It's a reputation killer for a brand. That's a scare. In this entire conundrum, there's a small voice that raises their hands and then asks the manager, "Can I suggest something?" Manager is like, "Please, why not?" He's like, a year back there was this one person working who retired from this factory. He was a stalwart and he worked many years, and he used to basically fix these minor issues in a jiffy. Can we call him? He's retired though. The manager said that, "Please be my guest, call him immediately." So the manager goes to that particular person. Manager is like, "Okay, call him immediately." So this guy figures out his contact, calls him. This old guy comes. He's basically a proper mechanic guy, wearing those dingy garage clothes. He comes in the factory, thinking, feeling nostalgic. I was working here and all that stuff. The manager greets him. They say, "See, this is what has happened." So he's like, okay, no problem. Just give me a couple of minutes. So he basically just scans the entire factory, and then he goes to a certain vantage point, asks the few guys to run the belt, and then he knows where the problem is. He quickly goes to the main fuse box where there are a couple of wires and mechanics of the factory of the conveyor belts are stored or are working, and he takes his toolbox. The manager is very intrigued. He's like, "Okay, what is he doing?" He goes there and he basically fixes, what? He just fixes what? He just fixes 3 screws. Tuck, tuck, tuck. That's it. Guess what? The factory starts running. The assembly line starts working. Everybody is delighted. The manager is on the 9th cloud. They celebrate this man, right? Now, at the end, the managers ask, "How much will you charge for this?" The person says, "Sure, you want me to tell you?" The manager is like, "Hey, please tell me." He's like, 3 lakh rupees. The manager is like, "What? 3 lakh rupees for just fixing 3 screws? Are you out of your mind or what?" Now, to be very honest, fixing 3 screws and 3 lakhs is a bomb, right? But he saved a humongous factory that could have gone into a very different direction, this entire problem. And he says, "You know what? I can give you a breakup. Fixing 3 screws is only 500 rupees. Which 3 screws to fix is 2,99,500 rupees. Sounds interesting? Yes or no in the chat box, please. This is what I'm trying to talk about. So, when it comes to your business, and this is a made-up story, obviously. this is again, this is a made up story. I'm being very, very honest to you. I just wanted to basically make sure that I make you understand what are those three things to fix. I'm not going to basically take up your entire business as a on and open it right and say, this is wrong your business, this is wrong your business. No, I'm just going to divide your entire business in basically three major screws. Which three screws to fix is something that we're going to work on. Any one of you here, for example, thank you so much guys for the very wonderful feedback for this particular story. But okay, so anybody here who basically knows all this and asking me to come to the point, for example, people like Hari, guys, do not tell me on how to run my program. Point number one. Point number two, if you know all this, then please go and start running your business. Please focus on that, because your business genuinely needs. If you think that you're leaving everything and just listening to me here, then your business probably needs more attention, right? If you know already all of this, right? And probably just kindly consult Elon Musk. Do not even think about telling me on how to run my program. Don't do that, right? If you can't be patient enough, leave the room immediately. Okay? And my team will not even tolerate even a second if you basically write all of these things. My team will remove you immediately, right? I'm not just because of 2 or 3 people. I'm not going to waste 190 people's time, efforts, and energy here. I really care about them. I'm going to give them value. If it's too difficult for you to have patience, you may leave, right? That's specifically for people like Hari and that Karkhanis guy. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, all you need to do is just fix on those 3 screws, right? Nothing more than that required. So let's focus on these 3 screws, shall we? First screw is your structure of your business, right? First screw is what? The structure of your business, right? Then from your structure comes your system. From a system comes the mindset to scale. So what does consist in a structure? Your business model, your offer, and your messaging. That is your structure on which your business stands. What does come in your systems? Your day-to-day operations, the people that you work with, your core team, marketing, sales, and finance. Very, very important. Now, having a very strong systems will give you the ability to scale, make good decisions, do investments, innovate into a different product, innovate marketing, innovate strategies, and review your existing operations. So we are basically going to fix these 3 screws in your business. And ultimately my focus is we divide your entire business into these 3 structures and see where AI can be used and make this better. Understood? Is this a more structured approach than going randomly? Would you agree to that? If yes, can you all please type A for agree in the chat box quickly? I'll wait. If you agree to this, rather than me going randomly, do you think this is much more a better approach rather than me going randomly? If you agree to this, can you please type A for agree in the chat box very, very quickly? Thank you so much. Perfect. Okay, so let's look at the structure for the very first part. Core part is foundation must be clear before starting to use AI. My question to you is, observe this. If 5 team members describe your ideal customers, if 5 team members of yours describe your ideal customers, will they match? If no, type no in the chat box. Can you describe your offer in 1 sentence? If no, type no in the chat box. Do you know why you post what you post on social media without even having any idea as to whom are you targeting? If no, again type no in the chat box. If you resonate with all of them or any one of them, again type no in the chat box very, very quickly. Sure, Kushal. Now, what is the issues here? Common mistakes, no unified message, very, very weak offer in clarity, just random content. What is the principle here? AI will support clarity, not create clarity. What will the message here? AI will support what? Clarity, not create clarity. So what do you need to do here? Let's look at our first example with respect to AI, shall we? AI will support clarity, not create clarity. So I'm going to basically discuss a very interesting prompt with you today so that you're able to understand and get some clarity with respect to your customers, right? Just give me one moment, I'll just take the prompt. Here it is. Sharing my screen. Here you go. Now, okay, I want to pick a business here. Somebody's into okay. Is this person here? PB. Who's PB? Who's PB? PB कौन है? PB यहाँ पे. Is PB here? Interior designer. Okay. So let's put offering in interior design search, right? Who's PB? Yes, okay. What's your full name? So what I'm going to do is act as a senior marketing strategist. I'm offering interior design service, create a concise ideal customer persona describing their demographics, psychographics, key pain points, common interest, buying behavior, typical objection, decision making, speed, present the output in a simple structured format, right? Preksha, okay. Hi Preksha, this is for you, right? So please focus on this very, very clearly and tell me if this makes sense to you, right? So guys, observe if you're, so again, this can be applied to anybody. All you have to do is just use the same prompt and instead of interior designer, write your service. If you're into architectural designing, if you're into e-commerce, consulting, if you're into consulting, if you're into IT services, if you're into web services, if you're into anything, like any random thing, you can start working with this, right? Okay. Now, point number one. First, here you have your demographics.
This is a reminder.
Age
Do
20 to 55.
Started.
Gender all urban, semi and urban areas.
If you finish
Income range
this,
20 to 40
just
lakhs.
let me know you're done with
IT
the
professionals,
reminder.
manager and senior
Otherwise,
managers, entrepreneurs,
I'll
small
remind you in
business
the morning.
owners, doctors, architects. Family status, young
This is a
couples, newly
reminder.
married with 1 to 2 kids
Do
are your
one by
ideal
one
customers.
tasks started.
Dual income,
one by one
right, with
pajama.
no kids, again are
If
your
you
good
finish
customers.
this, just
Family
let me
upgrading to
know you're
rented
done
or
with the
own
reminder.
homes.
Otherwise,
Okay.
I'll remind
Psychographics,
you in the
what is
morning.
their mindset like? Quality living aesthetics is their mindset. Home has a reflection of personality. Lifestyle preferences, modern minimalist. Motivation, desire to live in a premium looking home. Emotional drives, pride is owning a beautiful home. Stress-free renovation. Hidden desires, a home that looks like a luxury. Hassle-free execution, unique personalized designs. What are the key pain points? Cluttered, poorly utilized spaces, mismatch between expectations and contractor executions. These are the pain points that they have. Emotional fears, fear of being cheated by vendors, very, very high, right? Stress about delays and poor quality of work, again, very high. Confusion due to lack of design knowledge, very much possible. Fear of hidden cost and project overruns, which is obvious, right? Unmet market needs, transparent pricing, this is unmet. I mean, if you can give this is not what the market gives. Market does not give transparent pricing, clear timelines, modern plus premium design at an affordable cost. Professional guidance without overwhelming jargons. If you give this, that means you are a different, then like that it can set you apart. Common interest, home decor by browsing DIY inspirations, social media behavior, brands they follow, IKEA Home Center, content they engage with before and after transformations, buying behavior, what convinces them, clear design, 3D renders, testimonials, before and after photos, typical objections, is it too expensive, will the final result match the 3D designs, etc. Decision making speed, moderate 2 to 3 weeks, faster when they see credibility plus trust, they are absolutely fast. Right, tell me Preksha, does it look like this insight will help you create your target or get to your target audience a lot more faster? If yes, please type yes in the chat box. Guys, how many of you here think this is absolutely okay? I'm Arvind, seeing your adjective here. How many of you here think this is absolutely awesome? Please type awesome in the chat box quickly. Brilliant, Preksha. Very nice. OSIM नहीं होता है, awesome होता है. What is OSIM? Okay, interesting, nice. You think this is good? Okay. So what is the key takeaway here? For somebody like Preksha or anybody who's basically into this concept, that if you have clarity or confusion, AI will amplify it, right? That's literally up to you on how you want to do it. Now, let's say Preksha said, you know what, Chirag, this is something that we've done before, right? This is something that we have worked on it. Now, what if I tell you, Preksha, or anybody who's listening to me, let's say we basically take this, slightly up a notch, right? We say, you know what, I know that you have GPT with you, right? But GPT is very generic, right? GPT is very, very generic. What if I tell you that I can give you a workbook that looks like this? That first of all lets you select whether you're a solo entrepreneur, whether you're a micro business, whether you're an SME, whether you're a large corporate, right? Once you select that, then it will ask you certain questions as to, okay, if you're a solo entrepreneur, what exactly is your current business model? If you are a micro entrepreneur or a micro business, 2 to 30 employees with white collar businesses, what are the core elements of your business, right? If you're an SME, how are your key processes like sales, operations, customer support aligned with the business model? And strengthening your offer, what is the one thing that makes your offer stand out? What if I go absolutely deeper into your individual business with respect to whether you're a solo entrepreneur, a micro, or an SME, or large corporate, and then apply AI onto this and then give you a customer demographics or psychographics? How many of you here feel this would be absolutely crazy? Can you please type CRS by crazy in the chat box now quickly? So you know what? This is exactly what we do in our 4-3-2-1 program. We literally help businesses create a blueprint through workbooks and a workshop like this, which will help them create a blueprint on which applying AI will be absolutely a walk in the park. Right? So it is not just randomly going to ChatGPT and giving a single prompt here. Every single prompt is customized, or every single business, every single individual, your business needs a very, very specific attention, isn't it? So we don't want to basically give you a blueprint that is generic. Rather, you should have a blueprint that is absolutely specific to your business, so you know that when to apply AI and how. Okay? Interesting, right? Okay. Now, how many of you here would like to have an opportunity to basically work with me to create the business blueprint for their business so that AI applying can be this simple? Please type MEME in the chat box quickly. Perfect. Thank you so much. All those who are writing me right now, which is still going on, please stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm going to give an opportunity to do that, right? Okay. Now, let's look at operations, which is the next part, right? Operations is important. Now, a lot of you people basically spend most of your time in operations, right? Why? Because you are absolutely passionate people. You are either passionate about the product, you are passionate about, making the product, you are passionate about the process of making the particular product. It could be anything, right? Or you're just passionate about the outcome of the product. Thinking that delivery of this particular operation must be consistent and independent is absolutely important. So a lot of you people would spend time on that. But let me ask this question to you. If you take a week off, does the delivery continue? Yes or no? If no, type no in the chat box quickly. If you take a week off, does the delivery continue? If no, type no in the chat box. Okay. Are the recurring tasks, which are mundane tasks, which are not very which are not critical, but they are repeated tasks, are they documented? If no, type no in the chat box quickly. Okay. All right. So do you get tasks rebuilt repeatedly? That every single time that you have to work on, you keep on reinventing this task? This is a common mistake. Again, owner bottleneck, extremely dependent on you, no documentation in place, and reinventing the task. One of the major AI principles here is, this is something that you need to note down. You cannot automate what you haven't articulated. So can you please note this down in a paper? You cannot automate, you can only automate what you've articulated. So if you have not articulated anything, you cannot automate. Like, stop having the dream of automation then. Right? Okay. Anybody here has an e-commerce business? Anybody? Anybody has an e-commerce business here? Tell me what businesses you guys have with respect to e-commerce. Come on. Priyanka has a skincare business. What others? Anybody else? Yes, mat likho yaar. Nikko kya business hai? Matlab, what do I do with yes? Yes. Adarsh Kumar. That's e-commerce business. E-commerce. Okay. Cool. Soil-related products. Coffee. Yeah. No. But I have my prompt. Yes, I am ready. So this is my prompt for standard operating procedures, right? So what I say is, you're an operational consultant, process designer, SOP specialist with 20 plus years of experience. Your job is to create clear, complete step-by-step standard operating procedures, followed as I will provide to insert here. Related to selling of dehydrated SARX products, right? Okay. Now, okay, so it will ask me certain questions here. After I answer, the SOPs will be structured. Okay, so let it ask a question here. So first question was, there are a couple of questions that it was asking me. So there are 5 questions here. Okay, what are the 5 questions? Question number 1, what is the exact task or process you want an SOP for? Sourcing dehydrated products? No. Packaging and order fulfillment, right? This is what I want an SOP for. So I'm like 1. Okay, answer 2. Who will perform this task? What Saicharan, what tool names? This is ChatGPT, bro. What do you want me to tell you in this? देखो ना, ChatGPT. इधर नहीं दिख रहा आप लोगों को. It's simple. Adarsh, are you following me on this? I'm doing this for you, by the way. Okay. So, question number 2. Who will perform this task? Experience level example, sales executive, junior operations staff, owner, vendor, manager. So let's say junior operations staff, right? And let's say you're a fulfillment manager who basically looks out for all of your orders. What tools or software do they use? Excel, WhatsApp, Shopify, Shopify, and let's say QuickBooks. Right. Oops. 4 रह गए. Question number 4. What's your 4th one? What is the expected output or success criteria? Dispatch within 24 hours. How frequently does this task is done? Daily. भाई हमको रोज ऑर्डर चाहिए. Okay, let's send it. Now, others, look at this. Here's a complete professional standard operating procedure SOP for packaging and auto fulfillment. Standard operating procedures packaging. The SOPs outlines the complete workflow for packaging on fulfillment customer orders for dehydrated products and received through Shopify. Purpose to establish a standard, repeatable, error-free fulfillment process that ensures correct products are packaged in correct quantities. Packaging meets hygiene and quality standards. Desired outcome क्या है? Who's responsible? Junior and fulfillment manager guy. Tools required: Shopify, QuickBooks, barcode scanner, shipping labels, packaging materials, weighing scale, marker, tape, scissors. Prerequisites: product inventory update, workstation sanitized, staff wearing gloves. Permissions required: access to Shopify and all the other tools. Data required: dependencies, step-by-step procedures. Step number 1. This is where your SOP starts. Log into this, start with this, verify stock availability, pick product from shelf, inspect product quality, pack the order, weigh package and enter in Shopify, generate the print shipping label, courier pickup, drop off, update inventory in QuickBooks, mark orders as fulfilled, quality checklist, and common mistakes to avoid, KPIs to measure, automation opportunities using AI. So this is where you can use AI, and this is the version you would like. You can basically convert it into PDF, Word doc, or Notion page. How many of you here think this is OMG? This is so cool. Please type COL in the chat box now quickly. Right? Mapana, you can use this for your coffee as well. Very simple. Right? We'll give you the prompts, don't worry. Right? Very much simple. Right? Very much simple and very much applicable. Right? Without even stress. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Good. So, let's get back to key takeaway. What is the key takeaway here? AI organizes what scale and scales what is already defined. So if you have a defined SOP, AI can scale it to any level. If you have a larger quantity, if you have more products, AI can scale it. But if you have a SOP defined for one, AI can scale it because you already have Shopify, you already have these systems in place. But if you do not have them, then it creates a problem, right? Isn't it? But you know what? The biggest component in the business in terms of operations is still people. And you cannot expect me to tell you know what, Chirag, I mean, why are we looking at people? We are looking at automation. Shouldn't we be looking to how to remove people and automate their entire process? That's a very naive way to look at these things, right? In fact, at this point of time, you are at a time where you can actually hire the best of the best people in the most shortest time possible. and that's very true. See, people create leverage, right? You can, how many times it would have happened that you've hired the wrong fit? There are no clear KPIs, and you fix mistakes or you type on, like, either you fix mistakes or you coach people, right? So this is, most of the times people have issues in. How many of you here have actually have at least would resonate with any one of these 3 points? Please type me in the chat box quickly. Massive errors that generally businesses make: hiring by gut versus measurable metrics, vague, undefined roles, reactive corrections, right? Principle. So one of the major principles is clarity plus consistency, and I'm going to basically discuss a very interesting tool here with you on this. And the name of this particular tool is called Juicebox. Now, Juicebox as a tool is a very, very important tool. Predominantly, I mean, it's genuinely a good tool because $36 million raised by Sequoia Capital. That's brilliant. Juicebox particularly features search, GPT, outreach, CRM, Juicebox agents, pricing, resources, integration, documentation, search library, trust center, Juiceboxing, careers, contact us, etc. This is fine. This is all good. What does it do? It is a people GPT. You can literally search people via this particular platform. How? Very interesting. Now, this is basically what's the inside of what Juicebox looks like. Here you have all projects. You can search for a new project or create a new project at start. You can create an agent here as well. You can shortlist people, right? So for example, this is the shortlisted people that I have, right? Now what I can do is I can either search for someone. So let's say, right, I can basically go to, now, let me create a new project. So let's say I want to search. So I'll write, I want to search business development expert with 5 years of experience in legal tech area. Mumbai. Right? Let's see if I do this. Search. So what I've got? 9.3k matches. Run the search. Look at this. I have these many people here. Now I can, rather than me going to my HR, asking her to form the JD, me rectifying the JD, asking her to put the JD out in the market to either LinkedIn Jobs or Naukri.com, then they are approving the JD. If the JD is rejected, then again go through the process. Once the JD is approved, then they will put out, I will get a couple of people in 1 to 2 weeks, they will apply a Google form. Then once the Google form they've applied, they are verified, they are vetted. If they pass, then my HR will call for an interview. I mean, this is a tedious process. What I would do here, simply, okay, if I like this person, shortlist this guy, right? Shortlist this guy, right? Now he's added shortlist person. Let's say there's a shortlist. I've added him. I shortlist this one as well. This one too, for example. Okay. Now I've shortlisted these 3 of them. I can simply just either reach out to them on LinkedIn, on a phone call, or on an email, and either send them a email saying that, hey, you've been selected for a quick walk-in interview. This is the time slots. Tell me when are you available, and you can select the time slot and fix an interview. That's insane, right? I've already selected because I've already gone through the profile. I understand it because AI has literally helped me curate the exact person that I want to. Rather than them coming to you and you waiting for those people, you directly reach out to those people, right? This is far more of a faster approach. But this can even get better. I'm talking about the HR agent part here. So let's see. This is interesting slightly, right? Let's see if I create a new agent here. Let's say I want to write the name of the agent is HR. Right? Now here, it will again ask me, what do you need? So I'll write business developer, business development, expert with 5 years of experience on legal industry from Mumbai. Right? Location, all of this has come. Enter. Now what this will do is
open ChatGPT.
So it's basically looking out for my profile, right? So it has basically got the profile. So it's asking me to review the profile. Now what it is doing me, like an HR professional would do, it is curating top 3 profiles out of my search criteria and showing me whether this matches my expectations or not. But it's telling me whether this is a good match. Why it's a good match? Because you wrote, you should have an experience of business development within the legal industry, should have a background or past experience related to legal field, right? Promoted twice, highlights of the profile, they are promoted twice, growth stage, high average tenure. This is their experience, right? Working in EY, working in Cellular Merchant Mangaldas, right? Approved, right? I can shortlist them as well here, right? If I feel like, they are good, I can shortlist them. I can say, this is a very good profile. I can sort of quickly shortlist them, right? Now they are approved. So if I approve them, again, this will be approved. Now, if I say, if I reject this, let's say if I didn't like one of the profiles, I rejected. What is it going to ask me? Why are you rejecting this candidate? What did not match? You write it, right? Once you submit it, it will again give you another 3 profiles. And it will keep on giving you 3 profiles unless and until you are satisfied and match all of them. So if you approve, it will move to the next step. Okay, now add them into an email sequence. What email sequence? You create a new email sequence that says that, this is okay, so email will be sent in every 14 days if they've applied for interview. If not applied for interview, you can sort of keep on sending them in certain emails and stuff like that. So you can create a new sequence here. You can either start from scratch, multi-channel outreach, focus outreach, re-engagement marketing, cold outreach using HR. That's something that also you can do. Guys, I'm not trying to the entire agent part will take some time to develop, probably 15-20 more minutes. But what I'm trying to show you here, isn't this working like an literally HR agent rather than simply an AI tool? How many of you here would believe me on that? Can you please type B for believe in the chat box quickly? Right? This is literally working as an HR agent. Right? How many of you here found this absolutely brilliant? Again, can you please type B for brilliant in the chat box at the count of 3, not now, at the count of 3. If you believe this was brilliant, at the count of 3, type brilliant in the chat box. 1, 2, 3, go ahead. Come on, everyone. Hiring the right person using AI is the way to move forward with this, right? Now, there's one more part that we need to discuss about, which is scale matchup, but that is something that I will discuss tomorrow. But what I want to discuss with you meanwhile is another very interesting thing. Okay. Now, Time for some interesting discussion, shall we? Please pay very, very close attention. See, guys, so far, we've done a couple of things, right? We've gone through the entire understanding of whether your business is AI ready or not. We've gone through the understanding of whether what exactly is your business. We've gone through what exactly we'll go through these 2 days. We've gone through the 3 important screws that you need to fix with respect to business, that is structure, systems, and scale mindset. We've seen the structure, how to have understand the exact demographics, psychographics of your customer, ideal customer. We've also seen as to how operations can be streamed down, SOPs through GPT. We've seen people's GPT. That means how can you hire people a lot more faster. So far, this has been interesting for you. If yes, can you please type I for interesting in the chat box very, very quickly? Everybody, come on, guys. Perfect. Now, see, guys, most business owners here do not have a very clear picture of exactly what is happening in their business, and they get caught up in the firefighting, and they tend to lose the sight of the bigger picture. Now, what is the most dreaded thing that any business owner would have? See, guys, you are basically being in a business is basically being in a business of unknown. You are always trying to get clarity. But the point here is, the most frightening thing is to basically have the lack of clarity itself, not knowing as to where you're headed, the lack of clarity, right? Now, okay, how many of you here feel that if you could get some clarity, it would make a whole lot of a difference to you, which would help you make things easier to then prioritize on different parts of your business? How many of you would agree to that? Can you please type A for agree in the chat box that clarity will help make things easier for you so that you can prioritize on different parts of the business? Please type A for agree in the chat box quickly. Okay, so we'll do a very, very quick activity here. Very quick activity. Okay, very quick activity. Now, what is that quick activity here? So let me introduce you to something, a concept, what we call as a wheel of business concept. What is the wheel of business concept? It's very simple. At the very center is your business. Now, your business is essentially attached to 5 structures of your business, which essentially makes a proper wheel. What are these 5 structures? Marketing, sales, operations, and innovation. What is it? Marketing, sales, communication, and innovation. Now, everybody has a pen and paper with you. A pen and paper is accessible to you, yes or no? Now, I'm going to basically do this very interesting activity on my iPad, and I expect you to basically do this on a pen and paper, right? Because me sharing my pen and paper, you won't be able to see it. So I'm going to basically lead the activity while you can do your activity on the piece of pen and paper. What is the activity? Very simple. We will draw a quick circle, and at the very center we will basically have our business. Now, from that very center, we will draw a line to the edge of the circle, and we will draw 5 lines representing 5 structures. That is, we will draw 1 line from the center to marketing, to sales, to operations, to communication, to innovation and growth. Right? Understood? And we need to basically, once we draw a line from center of the business to these 5 structures, all these 5 lines are basically nothing but they are representation of the barometer at which we have confidence on this particular structure of our business. And we need to rate that barometer, saying that I am 0% confidence on my marketing. So then you basically rate 0, between 0 and 10. I have 4%. I have my confidence level is on 4. My confidence level is on 10. You can basically rate as per your business, as per your confidence, right? Just only one request, be honest, right? So let me just share my screen and show it to you on how it's done. I'm sharing my iPad. Just give me 1 minute. Let me know if this is visible. I think it is. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically draw a quick circle here. Okay. Now, at the very center of this particular circle is my business, right? This is my business. Now, here I have marketing, I have sales, I have operations, I have communication, and I have innovation here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically say, you know what, I will have a line that goes from, let's say, yeah, this is good. From here to here, here to here, here to, sorry, it's wrong. Right, and here to here. Okay, so I have basically have these markers, so it's very simple. So I'll be like, this is 1 and this is 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. So this is 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, now I need to rate. So for example, I rate sales at 5. I rate marketing at 2. I rate innovation at 6. I rate communication at 3. I rate operations at, again, 2, for example. Right? So I want every one of you here to basically rate their individual business functions and structures through this wheel architecture. And once you're done, all you have to do is simply connect all of them. So I'll just connect these pointers like this. Now once I've connected, I want you to tell me, what does this shape look like with respect to your wheel of business? Go ahead, tell me. In the box. In the chat box. I'll give you a couple of minutes. What does this shape look like in your rhombus? Arvind, do it properly. Jagadish is saying it's not a wheel. Amruta, tell me the shape. What does the shape look like? Trapezium. Is it uneven? Is it jagged? Is it trapezoid? Is it shrunken ellipse? Is it pentagonal? Is it crooked, uneven, hardly even a shape, uneven boat, zigzag, pentagonal with one extended size, dubati, knife, uneven, pentagonal. Come on guys, everybody, I want to see what exactly shape are you getting. Come on everyone. Trapezoidal, uneven pentagon, trapezoidal, uneven spider web. Okay. Uneven. Sinking boat. Okay. No shape at all. Now guys, I have a question for you here. Okay. Diamond. I have a question for you here. If this is how the wheel of your business looks like, tell me what's going to happen to your business if this is the wheel of your business. If your car runs on this set of wheels, what's going to happen to that particular car? Flop, stop, what else? Accident, not move ahead, get stuck. What else? Come on guys, won't move, crash. What else? Blocked, flop, inactive, get stuck, not grow, slow, crash, won't move, lopsided diamond, on brakes, hustle, stuck, nothing on screen, unstable. Guys, given the kind of wheel you have, what do you think is going to happen? In the chat box, tell me. Drawn in swamp, will not grow, get stuck on edge, unstable. Come on everyone. what do you think is going to happen to your business? Crippled. Tell me. Bolo. Dysfunctional. Isn't it? Because it's vacant, because I've stopped sharing the screen. Accident, won't move. I'm asking you a question. If your business wheel looks like the shape that you have discussed, what will happen to the car that is running on those wheels? Accident, won't move, will not perform up to the mark, not balance. So guys, do you realize what I'm getting at? Do you realize what I'm getting at? What am I getting at? See guys, I'm not here to discuss about just AI, right? If I had to, trust me, I would have wrapped up in just 1 hour and I would have left. But I'm here to discuss about on how can you apply AI in the right way. If you have this, if this is the state of your business, applying AI is just going to amplify this entire problem, right? And that's what I'm here to talk to you about. I mean, this has to be a massive reality check that should hit you. And this is not. I'm not telling you that your business is going to get stuck or your business is going to get, it won't move ahead. It is you who are telling me, who's basically literally added the core structure of your business on a piece of paper and you have done the analysis. I've just helped you that, see, this is the analysis. My job is to just show you the mirror, right? It is you who are telling me that, Chirag, this is not the way it should work. Are you getting my point? How many of you are following me on this, guys? Can you please say for following the chat box very, very quickly? Right? See guys, as a business owner, your time is of the most important asset. And I'm sure a lot of you people would agree on to that. Right? And that too, most importantly, from the perspective of with minimum efforts, you produce the maximum output. See, how many of you here think that if you execute everything the way I showed you so far and apply AI in the right way, in the right place, the wheel score that you have, the shape of your wheel will improve? How many of you agree to that? Please type I in the chat box quickly. See guys, there is one thing that I want to discuss with you here is oftentimes, now that we've discussed about certain foundations, certain benchmarks, if I want, I won't discuss certain things with respect to AI tools. I want to discuss 2 AI tools here. Now, one of the major important bottlenecks that people have is basically with respect to content creation. This is where a lot of people struggle in spite of having all such ready-made tools available. Now, for marketing in particular, visuals is the most important part, right? And there are certain jewelry people here, and that's why I'm very, very keen to discuss this, right? So high quality images can actually be time consuming to create and very expensive. Now, this is where there are certain tools that can really help you. Let me just show that to you, right? So, anybody from the jewelry background or jewelry design can please describe their business in the chat box very, very quickly. So let me take you to a tool called as Ideogram. Load any moment now. strange. Anyways. The tool is actually called as ideogram. The tool seems to be down. Never mind. Give you another alternative here. You can actually work with Leonardo.ai as well. Again, a very interesting tool to work with. You can simply move to launch app and then you'll be able to start working on it almost immediately. This is the home of this particular tool that looks like. Okay. There are already pre-made certain designs that you can basically pick up and start working on it. I'll show you a brief idea of here as well. And there are certain tools we use from the perspective of meta prompting as well. So it's very, very simple. Tool is working. Okay, I think there's some problem with me, or probably with respect to, let me try Chrome. Maybe that works in Chrome. Chrome. Okay, it's working in Chrome. There's something wrong with Firefox. Firefox is actually bad these days. Yes. Something went wrong. Okay, back to home. Continue. Google. Okay, so you can basically use any of your Gmail accounts to log in into Ideogram. Very, very simple. Now, anybody from jewelry can tell me? Okay, anybody from the jewelry background? Retail jewelry, Anil is into retail jewelry. Okay, perfect. Right, let me show you something interesting, right? Let me take a product stuff. इधर है okay, let's say this is for now this prompt is to generate something similar for cosmetics, right? I'll copy this. I will come back to ChatGPT. Now when I'm on ChatGPT, right, I will say can you modify the below prompt for generating a diamond ring, right? So the same prompt will be used for diamond ring, right? So there's a positive prompt and negative prompt as well. Copy, move back to ideogram, and this is what you want. I want this, generate. On the right hand side, you will basically see 4 images being generated. But what you see here is, I mean, this is what still product photography is. Now, I've worked with brands like Aura, by the way, Tanishq as well, to develop these images. But you know, back in the days, it was critical, very difficult. But now, look at this, right? Anil, are you looking at this? Right. So you can basically, this is what you can do, and these are still product photography images, isn't it? Right? And you can use this, and you can remove background, tree mix, magic fill. You can do tons and tons of other things here. How many of you think this is wow? Please type www in the chat box very, very quickly. And it's like, this is very, very beautiful. Absolutely, it will be, right? Because it's so simple and yet it's so elegant. And you can choose which designs you want to. And I've just copied the prompt from here. I even haven't tried to write my own prompt. The prompt is also taken from here. So very simple, right? The process is very fast. It's super simple, very very easy, right? Right. This is what. Now, if you now just imagine that if you have these structures in place, right? If you have your tools in place, if you have multiple of these things in place, imagine it becomes so simple to apply AI and so fast. In fact, to be very honest, it is a lot more faster to apply AI than this once you have the systems in place, right? Now, what is the next most important thing for any business to have a representation on? So to be very honest, if you tell me that, you know what, Chirag, I'm basically about to launch a new product or launch this new idea, the very first thing that I would tell to anyone is, you know what, for you to, you know, even talk about an idea or present an idea, you need basically some material to read on or to see or to visualize it. And the best way to do this is actually a website. Not even a profile, not even a brochure, a website, right? Now, if you have to make a website, you will go to your web designer or your general IT guy or the IT services who are listening to me right now. This is not against you, but you can enhance, you know, this entire process. So if you basically go to a general IT guy, right, the average time, again, through the entire process, because the entire average time it will take for them to develop a decent website will take somewhere around 1.5 months and 50,000 rupees approximately, right, on an average. What if I tell you that I can develop the exact same website in less than 5 minutes with absolutely no cost? For how many of you here that would be absolutely mind-blowing to explore? Please type MB for mind-blowing in the chat box quickly. Keen? Okay. No, not this one. This is called lovable.dev, right? Let's take another business here, shall we? Skincare manufacturing, electrical retail, plastic manufacturing, automobile dealerships, furniture manufacturing. Shraddha, I have a brilliant thing for you tomorrow. Please don't miss, furniture manufacturing, Shraddha, please. Coaching, furniture production. Deepai, again, for furniture, I have very interesting stuff. So don't miss tomorrow. Any manufacturing, furniture, textile, you have something very interesting. Industrial bakery. Okay, let's do Amit Vaishnav's industrial bakery. Amit, can you please tell me what exactly in industrial bakery you have? Granite stones, exporters. Okay, let's do granite stone exporters. I'll only take, Hari, I will only take your suggestions once you start developing some patience. First to develop some patience, then I'll take your company as an example, okay? Okay, now let's say, so I'll take granite exporters, right? Can you develop a website plus is the site for granite stone exporters based on India, serving across Asia and Europe, sourcing marbles and granites on the finest Italian stores, Italian sources. Right, I've basically given this. So while this is being made, let me show you. Anybody's into yeah. So see, this is Nataraj. Anybody's into chemicals? Right. See, this is for Nataraj Chemicals, right? Renewable energy, balance, biofuel production, waste management, consultancy, plant setup, leading the way, sustainable, ready to transform your energy future. Get in touch, phone, email, location, Nataraj Chemicals, renewable energy, about us, this is the project. Super simple, right? Look at this. This is for DigiPrints. Look at this, digital prints, right? If this is not enough, look at this, nurturing new homes, furnitures, premium textile manufacturing. People are into textile, look at this. Premium textile manufacturing at scale, new capabilities, get port, 500 plus clients, our manufacturing capabilities, large scale manufacture, diverse product range, custom solutions, product categories, home, textile, sustainable solutions. Why partner with us? Get in touch. Super simple, right? Super simple and such a wonderful website. Very simple, right? Classy. Let's look at what we've been working on this so far. Right? So if you see here, this is entirely being made from scratch for you, right? Sophisticated editorial style website for your granite and marble export business, design direction, editorial luxury aesthetic with large stone imagery, dramatic hero with stone texture, about section, editing. Now it's working on the editing part, right? So see, this is the entire code also generated. So if you feel like, you know what, I have a IT guy already in place, what do I do? Share your entire code, this entire access with the IT guy, and ask him to fix it and put it on your hosting platform and make it live. If it was taking you 1.5 months, max it can take you 3 to 4 days. That's it. Right? This is the power. This is an absolutely literal power. Right? So again, it is basically working on detail as well. The contact inquiry section is also developing right now, which is the final section. So I think now the entire website will be developed. Right? You can visually edit, you can revert and edit images, you can e-commerce setups already included, measure performance as well. You can add custom rules also. You can add knowledge base to your website that it should answer certain questions. Chat box also you can add. There are like tons and tons and tons of different things that you can work with, right? So it's almost done. See? Preview. See? This is for granites, right? Petra, stone exports, timeless elegance in natural stone. Explore collection, contact us. Bridging Italian craftsmanship with Indian excellence, premium quality, global reach, reliable logistics, quality assured, 25 plus of experience, 500 plus projects completed, country served, curated selection of exceptional stones, view full catalog. Look at this. Comprehensive export services, material sourcing, custom fabrics, our global presence, United Arab Emirates, Singapore, Hong Kong, Germany, United Kingdom, France, Netherlands. Let's discuss your project, headquarters, in immediate assistance. This is class. I mean, this is absolute class of a website. How many of you here would agree that this is absolute pure class, right? This is absolutely free, absolutely 100% free, zero, even. This is not a paid account, it's a free account, by the way. How many of you think this is absolute class? Can you please type CALASS class in the chat box very quickly? Everyone, come on. Right? who had granite stones in? Wazir, what about you? How did you find this? Class, right? I mean, does it look like this is something that you would sell? Yes? Isn't it? Isn't it? Right? See, the guys, this is what you can do, right? Perfect. Right? Classy stuff. So this is another area where AI can save huge amount of time, efforts, and see, this lets you focus on what really matters, that is growing your business ultimately. It creates very, very responsive landing pages, it creates very responsive websites and web applications, right? Now, in just a matter of few minutes, you saw how you can create an incredibly high quality images and web pages with the content. Now, imagine this specifically designed for the needs of your business, through an entire proper understanding and structure as to what exactly you have as a business, whether you're a micro entrepreneur, whether you're an SME, whether you're a whether you're a solo entrepreneur, whether you're a large corporate. So imagine creating this in a lot more customized way, asking 10 different things for your business and then curating the exact prompt that is very, very specific to your business. How many of you here would love that? Can you please type L for love in the chat box very quickly? Come on guys, everyone. Perfect. Now, guys, we've almost done for the day, and all I need is just 5 more minutes of yours. Do I have your 100% attention for the next 5 more minutes? Yes or no in the chat box, please. If yes, please type yes in the chat box quickly. Only 5 more minutes. Perfect. So, what did we learn today? Right? First, structure. What is the structure of your business? What systems do we work on? We didn't work on scale mindset, but we'll work on on it tomorrow. Wheel of business, image generation, website generation. Now, how many of you realize that where your business is lacking in system structure and consistencies after today's session? How many of you have a realization of this? Please type MEB in the chat box very, very quickly. Very, very quickly, guys. Come on. Guys, everyone, I want everybody to respond. How many of you think that you have a realization that there is some lacking in the systems or structural consistency with respect to business? Please type me in the chat box. How many of you also understand that AI won't work effectively until and unless you have the right business foundations and systems in place? If you agree to this fact now, I think you should. Please type A for agree in the chat box quickly. All right. So, do you also agree, and please keep on typing A for agree in the chat box if you agree, that AI is just not about implementing random stuff, it's actually about implementing AI in a very strategic manner into key areas like operation, marketing, and sales to drive goals. How many of you here would agree to that? Please keep on typing A for agree in the chat box, right? Okay. Now, can I basically give you a harder pill to swallow, slightly more harder pill? Right? Because your business owners, we are ready to take up that hard pill. Listen to me on this. Even if you get all of this right and start implementing today, you will still not see the growth and revenue you're hoping for. Why? You will not see the growth and revenue you're hoping for. Why? This is because the next piece of the puzzle, unless and until you fix that, your business is stuck. So here's the thing. No matter how well you structure a business, no matter how well you fine-tune the operations, no matter how well you have your product in place, if you do not have a very strategic marketing system in place, you are dead in the water. What do I mean by having a strategic marketing in place? That means whether do you have a clear step-by-step process for attracting your ideal customers consistently? Can you confidently say that where your leads come from and what happens to them once they enter your system? Do you exactly know how much revenue your marketing activities are generating with predictable results? If you cannot answer these three questions with emphatically correct answers immediately, then you're literally having some problems. And if you're unsure or have any no of and your answer is no to any of these particular questions, chances are that you don't have a proper marketing systems in place. And that's where everything goes off track, my friend, genuinely. So without a system, your marketing is just random, one-off efforts, and that's why it's not working. But imagine for a second, imagine. Hear me out. Is everybody paying very, very close attention on the screen? If yes, can you please type A for attention in the chat box very quickly? Imagine this for a second. If your marketing was not random, imagine you had a scalable, predictable marketing system that worked with you 24/7, attracting leads while you are literally sleeping, nurturing them, converting them automatically, right? While you either sleep, rest, or focus on other areas of your business, that is growth. What if your marketing was doing all the heavy lifting and feeding your sales pipeline without even you lifting the finger? So that is what we are going to do tomorrow, right? We are going to understand what business model you should actually be there so that it directly speaks to your marketing funnel. What should be your finances be in place? How do you understand the visibility? What should be the scaling mindset? Part 1, part 2, both. Marketing, sales, owner dependency, and ultimately I'm going to give an opportunity to work with me so that you can create a blueprint for your business as well. Well, applying AI is absolutely simple. See guys, and building a business is essentially identifying gaps, fixing them, choosing the right AI tools and deploying those AI tools strategically. Right? But this entire process, guys, needs time and understanding. I cannot do this in just merely 4 hours and within 2 days. Right? It's not possible. How many of you would agree to that? Can you please have a in the chat box quickly? Right? I cannot do that. It would be injustice to you as well. Right? So what I'm trying to do here is to give you a step-by-step process and a direction in order to achieve that. And again, I also understand that most of you here would still need complete, detailed, comprehensive blueprint suitable for your business and not a generic one. So based on your business strengths and weaknesses, and you will also need someone to help you and guide you to make sure that you don't, get deviated and burn more resource in trial and error. So tomorrow, at the end of the workshop, I'm going to basically give you all the committed ones who is listening to me an opportunity to work with me. Right? So after tomorrow, I can help you craft your own business blueprint, right? With me, so that you can have your own business growth manual. How many of you here would think that would be absolutely helpful? Can you please type H for help in the chat box now quickly? Everybody. Brilliant. Perfect. Thank you so much. Now guys, just to enhance this entire experience a bit better for you, and a lot of you people had questioned them and I couldn't answer all of them, right? What I've done is, and this is specifically for you, is that I have curated a questionnaire, a survey. Now you answering that survey will basically help me make tomorrow's session a lot more customizable for you, so that I can answer your questions even before they arise at the end of the session. How cool is that, right? So I would request every single one of you here to quickly click on the link in the chat box and answer a quick survey form, and once you answer them, please type done in the chat box. Submit it and type done in the chat box. So click on the link in the chat box, fill a quick survey form so that I can understand your needs more better, I can understand your background better, and we can curate the entire session for tomorrow in a much more customizable way. Once you've done it, submit a form. Now this is a completely new design form. In case if you feel that I filled this one already, please ignore that and fill this one too. This is very, very important and mandatory. The link is there in the chat box, everyone. Come on. I'm waiting until you submit and you type done in the chat box. I'm waiting for you. Go ahead. Come on guys, everybody. This is extremely important. Please fill the survey form. The link is in the chat box. It will help me make tomorrow's session a lot more customizable for you. and make sure it's much more simpler, right? I want everybody to please click on the link in the chat box, fill the survey form. Once it's done, please type DONE done in the chat box. Thank you. Guys, everybody, once done, please type DONE done in the chat box. Please fill the survey form. Thank you so much, Umang. Thank you so much, Anil. Saurabh, it's not later. It's just to take a couple of, maximum a couple of minutes. So quickly fill the survey form. Once done, type done in the chat box, Saurabh. Guys, I want everybody to please fill the survey form. Once done, please type done in the chat box. Thank you, Anjali. Thank you, Tushar. Arsha, thank you so much. Nalva, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Piyush, thank you so much. Karan, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dilip. Thank you, Imanshu. Thank you, Vibhor. Thank you, Shraddha. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Adarsh. Come on, guys. I want everybody to please fill the survey form. Once done, please have done in the chat box. Thank you. Shaukat, thank you so much. Amit, thank you so much. Thank you so much, John, Arvind, Anuj. Really appreciate it. Kripa, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sabajit. Thank you, Sujit. Thank you so much for the lovely words. Really appreciate that. I'm glad that you loved it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hari. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Akash. Thank you, Nirav. Thank you so much, Nirav, for the lovely words. Thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed. Thank you so much. Thank you, Amit. Thank you, Sumit. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you, Amrita. Thank you, Ashik. Come on, guys, I want everybody to please fill the survey form. Once done, please have done in the chat box quickly. Yes, Anuj, because if there are people who keep on joining and leaving, that's the reason it's basically added to them. You've got one link, you can do that, you can use that, right? Thank you so much, Sanjay. Really appreciate that lovely message. Thank you so much. Thank you, Arav. Thank you so much. Thank you, Visak. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Can you just click on the link one more time, Munchi? It will help. Thank you so much, Srinivas Reddy. Okay, Sumit. Try and attend though, at least from 9 p.m. It's crucial. Come on, guys, I want everybody to please fill the survey form. Once done, please have done in the chat box quickly. Nope, that's it, Tushar. Thank you, Deepa. Thank you, Deepika. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, Rajesh, Sunil, Deepika, Suresh. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Jagresh. Thank you. Yes, if you've paid for the recording, you will get the recording not exactly tomorrow, but then a couple of days if you've paid for it. Okay. Guys, thank you so much. It was absolutely wonderful to have you. Tomorrow I'll be able to take a lot more questions, and again, we'll be able to discuss a lot more interesting things as well. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. sharp. Till then, thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye, and a good night. Take care. See ya.